Welcome to DMP Training Center. I'm Aaron McGee. Today we're going to talk about the 1100T translator. So let's dive in and take a look at that. What is the 1100T? The 1100T is a wireless-to-wireless translator. It uses the 900 MHz DMP wireless to communicate with DMP panels, but then it can also use other frequencies to communicate with competitor wireless devices. The 1100T is compatible with all Dmp Xtl panels, XT panels, XR panels, so that would be like the XT3050, the Xtl Plus and Touch, and of course the XR 150 and 550. With the XT50, you can take advantage of the built-in wireless receiver. On the Xtl Plus and Touch, those also have the built-in wireless receiver. On the XT30 and XR 150 and 550, you will need an 1100 series wireless receiver in order to get the 1100T to communicate with those panels. All of your DMP wireless transmitters that you have on the system will continue to communicate with your wireless receiver. All of your non-DMP wireless devices on that system will take advantage of the 1100T. Some of the frequencies that the 1100T is compatible with is the Interlogix 319.5 MHz, the Honeywell 5800 series, which uses the 345 MHz, and the 2 gig wireless, which also uses the 345 MHz, and then as well as the DSC 433 MHz. So all of those are compatible. You can choose one of those at a time and take over that frequency on that site. In order for the 1100T to be compatible, you do need to make sure that your panel has the proper firmware version loaded into it. That firmware version is the version 2.11. Once you have that correct version loaded, you have up to 32 zones available to you on the XT30 and 50. If you're using the built-in wireless receiver on the XT50, you can actually get up to 48 zones using the 1100T. On your Xtl Plus and Touch systems, you can have up to 99 zones of competitor wireless. And then on your XR 150 and 550, you have up to 100 zones on the 150 and then up to 128 zones on your XR 550. So a lot of flexibility in how many zones you can have attached to those panels of competitor wireless devices. You will also need to make sure that you have the proper wireless receiver installed as well. If you are familiar with the old rabbit ear style of wireless receiver, those are no longer compatible with the 1100T. You will need to make sure you're using a newer model. Of those newer models, you will need to be sure to be using version 207. Version 207 is the latest version of the wireless receiver, and it is compatible with the 1100T. One great thing about using the DMP wireless is that we do have high power receivers available so that you can actually extend that range out. If you're using the 1100DH receiver or the 1100XH receiver, you can extend that range and give you more coverage when you're taking over those competitor wireless devices. So to give you a little bit of information about how the 1100T compares to some competitor devices out in the field, as far as zone capability goes, the 1100T can go up to 128 zones. So very comparable to units that are already out there in the market. We wanted to make sure to deliver you a product that has that flexibility of a high zone count. And then as you can see as well, the range on this, again, taking advantage of the high-powered wireless receiver, you can get up to 7,920 feet of coverage when using that 1100T. So that's an extreme range, and you can continue to extend that out with the high-powered receivers. So great flexibility in that coverage there. And then also, the competitor wireless that you're able to take over, as we mentioned before, you can take over the Honeywell, 2 gig, Interlogix, and DSC. So no matter what installation you're facing out there, you can take that over using the 1100T. One other unique thing about the 1100T is that we made sure that it had all of the proper UL listings to meet any installation needs. That includes your residential fire, your Berg listings as well. So you will be able to use those life safety devices with the 1100T. There's not really any competitors that stack up against this, so this is going to give you a unique advantage to make sure to be able to take over any installation type. So what comes with the 1100T? The 1100T comes, of course, with the 1100T in the box itself, so that's your translator module. It also comes with a power supply. Because this is wireless, you can install this anywhere to make sure that you're getting the best coverage for that site. So we provide you with that power supply to make sure that you have a mechanism to get power to it. It also comes with the hardware pack to make sure that you can mount that easily and not have to go searching for any other screws for this. It is a 12 volt unit, so the power supply that comes with it is a 12 volt power supply. And as you can tell from the dimensions here, this is a very small unit. It's very sleek, it's thin, it's not obtrusive, so you'll be able to mount this in either a tight location, or if it isn't in an exposed location, it looks great. It's not going to be an eyesore in your installation. It also comes with a battery backup because it is wireless. If you happen to lose power on the site, that will continue to operate and all of your wireless devices will continue to communicate with your control panel because it does have that battery backup. And we've kept it simple. If you want to order this, all you have to do is order the part number of 1100T and that will get you your translator. So as you can see, the 1100T is an incredibly flexible product that's going to allow your technicians to be able to take over sites with that competitor wireless and reuse that. It's going to make a quicker installation for your team. It's going to be less expensive for your customers because you're using existing wireless devices out there. So it's a great tool to have in your arsenal. So thank you for spending some time with me today learning about the 1100T. Have a great day and thank you for your business.